Good morning, good evening. Hello, everybody. This is your boy, Forex King himself, Dennis, aka Dennis. Today is NFP Friday, non farm payroll, anything and everything to deal with employment, unemployment, literally just the backbone of the US economy. 3:30 it will be a showdown. But when it comes down to my line of view, I don't think today's NFP is going to take a toll on the market as it should. Remember, we've experienced yesterday we experienced a lot of movement, more than 1% move of the pound pairs. We had a lot of money, a lot of news yesterday, but basically the monetary policy itself it was talking it was about, what was it about? The Bank of England. Is it England really? Let's see. Average yield on 10-year bonds on the government sold at blah blah blah. So remember, guys, we had a lot of movement yesterday. No, it wasn't that. It's not that. It's not that. When is today? Today is 5th. We had a lot of this, yes. We had at least a 1% move off the pound pairs yesterday. We saw quite a big movement on especially the GU, GJ, GA, GCAD. Literally all the pounds had at least a 1% drop in the economy of the UK. Coming into today, we are expecting at least a strengthening dollar. Expected results on the non-farm payroll is 450k. When it comes down to my view, a lot of people or the students have taught how to actually go about the news and checking the usual impact when it comes down to the news. I'm expecting at least non-farm employment change. At least a 450k is my number. We're expecting. We've been seeing schools reopening in the US. We're seeing teachers going back to work. So definitely the economy is doing a bit better. That means the DXY, I'm definitely looking for at least an increase in the DXY or the dollar index. I'm seeing potential moves towards the upside on the dollar index, meaning we are going to see the dollar index is definitely approaching the daily high, the previous daily high. So having this information really tells me a lot, because I'm having such nice price action at this level, such a nice move, such a nice exhaustion of price. This just shows how the US economy has been picking up after COVID, all the way from the start of 2021 throughout. We've been seeing a strong movement on the dollar index. We've been seeing a lot of recovery when it comes down to 2021 and businesses reopening. We're also UK becomes the first country to actually accept the corona pill itself, which I think that will be a driving force to the economy. Just thinking about it, you don't have to get a vaccine, or you don't have to go to hospital to actually get treated for corona or symptoms of COVID. You can just stay at home, take a pill. I think that has tremendous effect when it comes down to the economy. Inflation is due to hit. Remember, we in 2021 has been the largest. I'm talking too fast. I'm thinking too fast. I'm talking a lot. Let me relax. Let me take a sip of my Diet Coke. Okay, so definitely when it comes down to this year, my speculation and my speculative analysis is, we've been seeing a lot of dollars being printed actually in the US. We've been seeing a lot of stimulus checks being released into the economy. I think inflation is going to rise. we're definitely going to see a weakening dollar coming into the years of 2022, the likes of 2022, once Corona has slowed down and the economy is starting to pick up, where we'll be having more money in the economy. We are having more money than is needed in the economy. So definitely inflation will be a problem when it comes down to 2022. But for now, since we are seeing a steady increase or a steady comeback into the economy when it comes down to the US, UK also, we're also seeing Canada is also opening up. So this just shows how far we're coming when it comes down to a recovery of the economies. We've also hit all-time highs when it came down to oil, US oil. We are at all-time highs. We broke the all-time highs in 2020. So definitely oil is doing very well. Businesses are reopening. Demand is actually increasing when it comes down to analyzing the current state of the economy. We are having the news in the next 18 minutes or so. We are having the NFP news. Remember, my figures are 450. I was listening to Bloomberg just a minute ago before I actually posed it. Maybe you can just have a listen in.
Which fill the square mile.
Can just have a listen in, see what's going on in the current economy, just understand what's actually going on. Okay.
Korea. Bloomberg reported last month the fund was down 31% in the first 9 months of 2021 and lost an estimated 11% in September.
She's not actually talking about anything right now.
Today on air and on Bloomberg, more than.
Let's see if there's something.
120 countries. I'm Rishika Gupta. This is Bloomberg.
I'm a big fan of Bloomberg, by the way, so anything once NFP comes, I always try to listen in as much as possible, just trying to understand what's going on in the current markets. What are we seeing? What are we expecting? Are we seeing a steady increment in jobs? Are we seeing a steady decrease in jobs? Are we seeing people trying to come back into the economy? Has the minimum wage gone up, or is the minimum wage actually being brought down? So things like that actually affect the currency markets. Since once you understand that once DXY moves, gold actually moves. So if we see a strong push to the upside when it comes down to DXY, we're definitely going to see gold plummet towards the downside. Up to, I think, I'm not really going to speculate the actual figures of where gold is going to go, since we've seen quite the moves this week. We've seen an actual a lot of liquidity coming into the markets when it came down to Thursday, Wednesday. We've seen price actually move from one area to another, as you can see on GJ as well. So if you're understanding that gold will be pushed down if the dollar index goes up, that is actually what do we call it, negatively correlated pairs. And if you understand that gold is going to be pushed down, you also understand pairs like the euro dollar, pound dollar. We're also going to see a steady drop or a steady decrease when it comes down to the non-farm employment change. So as we await the news to come out, we might look at one or two pairs before the news hits. Remember, I had a position on Euro JPY. It's not the best time to be in a position as we speak, because this is actually too beautiful to be true. As we await NFP, very easy. We went through this the other day. We also hit a nice TP on CAD CHF, as we discussed on Thursday yesterday. We hit a very nice, beautiful TP. Had 3 positions, nice exhaustion, very beautiful setup. So on the same breath, we are having Euro JPY, a nice break of structure, a nice retest of structure. We are seeing a sort of triangle formation when it comes down to Euro JPY, and we are having 5 touches as we speak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you are what do we call it, a technical trader, this is definitely one very beautiful position. You can take either the aggressive entry or the safer entry. Personally, this is the more aggressive entry, but remember, we are still expecting NFP to come out, so definitely not looking to enter into any new positions as we speak until like 15 minutes after non-farm payroll comes out. As much as it affects the US economy, remember the US is still the biggest player in the economy, so anything that affects them affects everyone. We're also seeing card employment change coming out today, so I'm not really expecting that big of a change from last month to this month. Why is that? Because we can't have 100% return to work when it comes down to employment. Yes, people have lost their jobs, but we've seen a steady increase in a steady decrease in unemployment actually. So the non-farm today is going to be lit, but not as lit as previous years, because we've already seen a lot of liquidity has already been dumped into the market. Yesterday the UK dumped a lot of liquidity. The pounds dropped by over 1%. So I'm not really expecting those kinds of moves when it comes down to the US economy. Remember, it's not like back in the day when Trump was the president. We're having Biden. I haven't really followed up on Biden and his trade deals, so I'm not really sure about what's actually going on out there. That's actually, I've been lacking, not even lacking, but I've been lazy. I think I need to change that. I've been lazy. I need to do more research when it comes down to things like this. As we continue waiting, this is Euro JPY. We had actually looked at it yesterday before it actually broke this. Nice break, nice retest, beautiful setup. Definitely expecting it to follow the setup and continue towards the downside. As we expect things like that, AUD pairs will also be affected, but not as much as this is a card pair. Now, if we look at this logically, we already seen things like GBP card have already moved more than 200 pips in the last 48 hours. So we are definitely not expecting that NFP will actually move these pairs even lower today, because there is a weekly limit. I'm not sure if everyone knows this, but there is a weekly limit to how many pips a position can move in a week. So unless we are going to see a recovery on the pound pair on GBP card, if we see a recovery on GBP card, then definitely we are going to see a plummet on pairs like CAD JPY, CAD CHF. We are definitely going to see a plummet or a drop when it comes down to this pair. So if we see a plummet on CAD JPY, this was the position we took yesterday. Very beautiful setup, a very easy setup. We discussed this. If you've not listened to the previous video, just go back to the previous video, listen in, understand why we took the position. Such a nice setup, a very beautiful TP. We had both take profits being hit. Today we are seeing a very nice bullish momentum, but back to the previous resistance point, now forming a new lower high. So keep your eye out for CAD JPY. We are also seeing it's like momentum is kind of almost ending, because we are seeing less and less push towards the downside. We are seeing price kind of slowing down, so meaning there isn't that much liquidity in the market. We are expecting at least a consolidating period of up to like a week or so when it comes down to this pair, before we can actually see more liquidity grabs coming into the market. Okay, so today I've just been talking a lot. I've talked a lot, and I've talked quite fast. Yes, so anyone looking forward towards NFP, we have 8 minutes to NFP. I don't think I'll be live at that time, but if I will, then definitely We are looking at EJ shorts, gold shorts. I'm expecting gold shorts when it comes down to looking at the dollar index. If you see the dollar index kind of playing around, then we're definitely going to experience some sort of momentum shift towards the downside. Remember, on Monday we're going to be having Nick. Nick is more of a better fundamental analyst compared to me. I'm more of a technical analyst. I love my technicals. I love being patient, and I am expecting this gold to continue shorting. So I'm not going to take any position as of now until I see, or I am waiting for NFP to come in. So till then, guys, kindly stay safe. Watch out for your accounts. Let's see what happens. We are going to talk about what happened during NFP once it hits on Tuesday. So stay tuned. See you guys then. So have a blessed weekend. Remember, weekends are for journaling and going through your journal. So go through your journals, understand what's going on. Have a blessed weekend.